Hi, I'm Velora Venn, artist, author, and chronic daydreamer. I write sci-fi romanticises with a healthy dose of sapphic swoon. My upcoming book, Star Relic, Legacy of the Primordials, will treat readers to a slow burn, grumpy sunshine, friends to enemies to lovers romance. There is also plenty of witty banter, neurodivergent and disability representation, and 2 different POVs. There is also a card game featured in Star Relic called Elemental Tides. It is a magic creature element card game, and all of the artwork from the stickers on this binder to the cards themselves was done by me. Let's have a peek. Some more stickers too. These are the elemental cards. Some of them are actually, I believe all of these ones are holographic. And then we have some creature cards. The artwork for this is still ongoing. It's going to be a massive project. So then these are event cards. And the sizes of these cards is larger than your standard playing cards. These are the smaller ones. It's meant to be played with the larger cards, however. These ones are standard cards, not holographic, just to give you an idea. The excerpt that I'm going to be reading to you is from chapter 21, titled Happy Birthday, V. It's from Vela's perspective and is between her and Ash. Vela is the main character of Star Relic. Vela is the clone of an extinct spacefaring race known as the Primordials. This is the woman she was cloned from. She begins her life waking from cryostasis on a deep underground lunar base on the moon that orbits the planet Elysia. And she eventually makes her way to Elysia and acquires an animal familiar that she lovingly names Poof. She also meets Ash, who's a fae from a completely different planet. Ash has had a much harder life. Her planet is very unforgiving. And Vela is able to enter Star Relic mode, which is similar to the Avatar state in Avatar: The Last Airbender, or in She-Ra. It gives her special added powers. And her and Ash share many complicated moments. There may or may not be a battle scene involved, and by that I mean there absolutely is. Okay, here we go. The conversation around us dissolves into a low, garbled hush, and for several lingering moments, it feels like we're the only 2 people in the room. When the quiet stretches into something palpable, Ash begins to tap her fingers idly against the neck of her bottle. Her gaze flicks toward the door and back again. She's half wild, I think, built for motion and always halfway gone, even when she's standing still. You don't really do parties, do you? I observe. She lifts one shoulder in a non-committal shrug. Not really my scene. I regard her for a moment, feeling an ache I can't quite name. Then why are you here? I ask gently. You know, if it's too much, you're allowed to go, I offer, smiling sympathetically, even as something folds in on itself inside me. Her lips part like she might answer immediately, but instead, she just takes another slow sip from her drink, letting the silence once again settle between us. Then, finally, she exhales through her nose in a half-laugh that never fully makes it to her mouth. You're why, she replies, as if it's the most obvious thing in the universe. It lands so effortlessly, so offhand, that it takes me 3 full heartbeats to catch up. And when I do, heat rises up the back of my neck in the form of raging wildfire. The warmth spreads to my cheeks, and I can tell without a doubt she notices. I scramble for something to say, anything clever, anything at all, but my brain has picked this moment to abandon all function and go lie in a ditch. Mercifully, Ash keeps going. I just mean, it's your birthday, your special day, and, you know, she gestures vaguely. You're the only mildly interesting thing happening around here tonight." "Mildly interesting," I scoff, finally finding my footing. "Wow, you sure know how to make a girl feel special." Ash's grin widens. It's full and breathtaking and too beautiful for me to look at directly. I try. Don't overthink it. Too late. I'm definitely overthinking all of it. "Well," I fumble, "if you're sticking around for a bit, I won't complain. I'm glad you came. There's never a dull moment with you," I admit, feeling flustered. She studies me, clearly amused by my ongoing flirtation with cardiac arrest. "For the record," she says in that low and raspy voice of hers, "you're pretty decent company yourself, even if you are a terminally optimistic creature. I guess you could say sun-glazed anomalies are kind of my thing." I nearly choke on my fruity drink. The room feels 10 degrees hotter. My soul briefly leaves my body. "Oh," I taunt. The confidence in my voice is entirely unearned. "Seriously, what's with this drink?" "So, I'm growing on you." Her mouth quirks up, and there it is, a blush. It's faint, but it's rising across her cheekbones before she hides it by taking a sip a little too quickly, as if her drink might shield her from consequence. She peeks over the rim a second later, and that signature practiced smirk slides back into place. I can't help but study her now, the cavalier way she leans with languor, exuding a careless confidence, the way she dials her emotions down to a simmer, tucking everything too sharp or too honest behind curated smugness or indifference. "You know," I say, swirling the drink in my hand like I've suddenly got the upper hand, "you act like nothing gets you, that you don't care. But," I lean in, my voice dropping into something just shy of a purr, because apparently I'm capable of that when I drink, "you're a terrible liar." Her smirk freezes for just a second before she straightens, dropping her foot from the wall behind her as she arches a very challenging brow. "Oh yeah? And what makes you so sure?" My smile is soft but certain as I savor the hairline fracture in her armor. "Because I see it. I see you. The weight you're carrying, even if you won't admit it. The fact that you're here on Elysia at all, risking everything to save your node, proves it. And Ash," I say, lowering my voice again to take on that smoky quality, "when you're not hiding behind a wall of sarcasm and aloofness," I smile, "you're kind of incredible." She starts to open her mouth, maybe to deflect or deny it, but I cut in gently before she has the chance. "Whether you choose to see it or not, you're an extraordinary person. Being. Fae," I stumble, whatever category you prefer. I hold her gaze, difficult as it is. "And if you ever stop doubting yourself, even for a second, you'd set the entire universe on fire." Ash blinks at me, visibly unmoored. "Some of us," I continue, becoming bolder by the second, "already think you're worth following to the ends of the galaxy. Those friends of yours clearly love you," I assert, eyeing Rin and Drax across the room. "No matter what you've been through back home, they're still here, still with you. You're just too busy pretending not to care to notice how much everyone else does." My pulse is loud in my ears as I add in a whisper, "Me included." Ash scoffs, and her hands disappear in her pockets. "Sheesh, Fee," she mutters, and for once her voice is void of its usual snark. "Keep talking like that and you'll brainwash me into feeling good about myself. Maybe even optimistic about the future." I grin, leaning in just enough to nudge the tension sideways. "Well, someone's got to balance out all the brooding cynicism. You're practically hoarding it." She laughs, and it's deep and startled and glorious and all the things that make me feel instantly giddy and alive. With a smile, I drift to her side, and for a while we just stand there, shoulder to shoulder, watching the party unfold around us. The laughter, the dancing, the lights, the music, and all the merriment fill my heart with so much warmth. For once, I don't feel like I'm floating alone through the stars. I'm not trapped in the forge, bogged down by questions, or adrift in isolation, orbiting a purpose I can't quite reach. I'm not stranded between planets with only Matra for company. As much as she means to me, even she couldn't quite patch the quiet ache in my chest. Right here, right now, I'm anchored, not by duty, but by something far more personal. I feel seen and accepted, and I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Thank you so much for listening. If you're interested in my work, you can follow me on all social media at Velora Venn. Star Relic, Legacy of the Primordials will be releasing towards the end of next year with the audiobook version, along with the Kindle and paperback versions.